All right, thanks for joining. Let's make some Stripe products. Here I am on the Stripe dashboard, and I'm going to add probably 4 products today. So we'll start with an expert session. These are paid sessions for personalized education or technical help. Let's upload a logo. I need to change the favicon of our app. Standard pricing, I guess for now we'll do $120 an hour. This is a one-time include tax in the price. That looks good. And let's save this product. Now, those familiar with the channel will know that I wanted to do this as a pay what you want. So I wanted to have a product with a tip on top. And then you would have a coupon that brings the price down to 0 and the tip would remain and it would become a pay what you want effectively. Unfortunately, Stripe does not support that with their product pages, the Stripe product page. I could do a custom code implementation like this, where I create my own payment intent and I calculate the tip on my application side. So the user fills out a form of mine and I simply add the tip onto the price and then I send that to Stripe through the API. Why might this be a bad idea? The answer is because users trust the Stripe checkout experience more than payment forms on people's websites. So here I asked ChatGPT that specific question: do users trust an official Stripe checkout page more than a checkout page implemented by a website powered by Stripe? So could I just say like powered by Stripe and that would solve the trust problem? And the answer is no. That would not solve it. That would improve things, but that wouldn't solve it. One company reported an 8% increase in conversion rates when they switched to Stripe checkout. And there's some other sources. I'm not purely basing this on the ChatGPT response, although notice this is GPT-4 with citations, so this is definitely not hallucinated. I also did my own research leading me to this Stripe page on the state of checkouts in 2022. I mean, it's 2023 now, but this is current enough for my purposes. And we can see that there are a number of issues. There's checkout speed. I'm confident I could solve that issue. But trust is the big one. So 74% of these application sites that are powered by Stripe, 74% didn't display a security logo. I could display a Stripe logo. I'm not certain if that is the same as displaying a security logo. Didn't follow up with the customers who had abandoned their cart. I'll try to figure out a way to do that. I don't know if that's included in the Stripe checkout page. Didn't allow customers to save their payment method. And here I wouldn't, because I don't want to store that data. So this would be something that Stripe does for me that I really am not going to implement myself. And that has a notable impact. Didn't recommend higher end versions of a product through upselling. I'm gonna try to do that. I don't know if there's like a built-in way to do that. Didn't recommend related products or services through cross-selling. And here I kind of do. I don't know if I do it in an optimal way, but basically whenever you sign up to the free tier, I tell you to consider the premium tier. So there's a little bit of cross-selling. Did not automatically verify the card number. You see all of these things that basically there's so many things you got to get right. And how can Stripe help? Just use the Stripe checkout experience. So I'm going to do that. So for me as the application creator, I want to use the Stripe checkout experience. It makes things a lot better for me and the users. And the trade-off that I'm accepting there is that I can't build in tips. which brings me back to the Stripe product. Basically, we are going to implement these as 2 separate products. Thanks for the follow. By the way, I'm streaming to YouTube and you can see the full screen. So if you're on TikTok, I encourage you to click the link in my bio and follow the YouTube channel. This is part 7 of a series where I'm building Latterly.io. You can visit the production site right now and sign up if you want to. Link is in my bio. Here it is right now. And basically these pricing plans, we want to make these buttons work. Currently they don't work. Or they just tell you to sign up and they don't charge you money. So everyone gets the free tier for now. But I want to have this pay what you can and this premium tier. And so these are subscription plans, and then there is also the a la carte option. And so we just implemented one of those a la carte options. And the idea with the a la carte option was originally that you could add a tip on top, but that's not possible for the reasons we just went through. So now we will create a distinct tips product. With that background, I'm explaining why we're creating the second product, which is, we'll call it Tip the Latterly Experts. I was going to call it Buy Me a Coffee, but the problem with that is that I think that encourages a low price point, and I don't want to encourage a low price point. Adam, hey, what's going on? Thanks for being here, Adam. Hey, throw some likes on the video if you don't mind. We have over 40 people, but there's only 3 likes for some reason. I think it's because we're just getting started. And we do have the topic for today, which is Stripe, but if you have questions, feel free to drop your question and I can address those as we go along. Let's upload the logo. I don't have data to support this, but I think that including the logo is going to improve brand, basically, the association between Stripe and Latterly, and build trust. Hey, Vanderveer, long time. What's up, the local geek? Thanks for being here. And thank you for the likes. I don't know how to say that. Ingusani. I don't know if I said that properly. Thank you for the likes. Stripe makes it clear that they do not facilitate peer-to-peer donations. So tips are supported for services rendered. So in the description, I'm going to be clear that you are tipping for services rendered. And there are 3 services in particular I can think of. One is tip Latterly Experts to support open source development in the Latterly ecosystem. Increased educational content creation, or to say thank you for a valuable expert session. So the idea would be that if your expert session goes well, that you can come back here and tip. Now those sessions are not cheap if they're paid at full price, so I wouldn't expect a tip if they're paid at full price. But in a lot of cases, those are going to be heavily discounted, sometimes all the way to 100% discounted. And so that would be the case where it would be nice to come tip. And then, as it makes it clear, there's all the open source projects. So you're tipping for that. That service is rendered. Those projects already exist. And then content creation, such as what we're doing now. Thanks for the follows, Pancake and Iliad. Thank you for the follows. Okay, so yeah, tip the Latterly Experts. I think it looks good. I don't think you tax a tip, do you? I don't know how taxes work. So this would be customer chooses price. Set limits. It's going to be a minimum of $1 because there's like a fee and I don't want to go negative. Suggest a preset amount. Absolutely. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. What do you think is a good preset amount? I'll give it 10 seconds or so. Maximum amount. Yeah, I don't want like $1,000 tip. That feels kind of like weird and sus. But then I also don't want to like tamp down tips. Additional options, price description. They're not customer facing. Oh, okay. Then I'll just say tips. $10 says just for fun. All right, cool. Oh, that shouldn't be the maximum. That should be the suggested. $10 sounds good. And then maximum, like $9.99 maybe. I guess that makes sense. What are we doing here? We are creating Stripe products. If you, for any reason, would like to tip me more than $999, please contact me directly, and let's figure out something I can do, like as a service instead of you just sending me money, because that's kind of weird. Frankly, I kind of want to put the number lower, but I also don't want to cap my own potential money. Okay. How do I see the checkout page here? Let's view. How do I view the checkout page? Let's go to the docs, RTFM. So again, here's how I could use the API if I wanted to, but I'm not going to implement that myself. In addition to all of the fine-tuning and optimizations that are so tricky that come for free, including ones that I have just, as a business rule, decided that I'm not going to do. In addition to all of that, there's also like the security risk that I could like type something wrong, right? So let's avoid all of that and use the built-in checkout thing. See checkout page. Maybe I should use the word preview. Explore check. Preview checkout. Preview checkout. Come on, they really should have a doc for preview checkout, don't you think? W-Dumb Stripe products. What does it mean? Is this the 15-inch Air? Oh, hey, Tina. What's up? What's up? This is a 13-inch Air. This is, I think, the perfect airplane laptop. I highly recommend it. It's been great. It's an M2. One-time payments. I don't know. Sure. Sign in or create account. Didn't I? So I'm signed into the Stripe dashboard, but I'm not signed into Stripe checkout. Okay, are they like different things? Bummer. Okay, fine. Collecting tips, we already looked at this. Okay, so now we're looking at these. Requirements for tips, I can close this. Configure. Shouldn't I sign in? Can I not just sign in with my Stripe account? Let's see. It takes me to dashboard.stripe.com where I'm already signed in. Okay, so like I'm already here. I'm just not understanding how to see my checkout page. Banking as a service. That's wild. Atlas. Share a payment link. Is this what I want? Sell a product or subscription by sharing a link to a checkout page. I think this is what I want. Create a pricing table for your website. Might be also what I want. Let's see this. Oh, that looks cool, doesn't it? I just bought the 15-inch Air. Wish I'd have gotten a smaller one, but love the big screen. Sometimes it'd be like that. Can you, like, how recently did you buy it? Can you trade it back in? Add products. So I want to do, here's the expert session. I can't add tips here. Bummer. I cannot add tips here. That's okay. Tips can be their own thing, I guess. Wow, and it's not letting me tip here either. Okay, so this is what the form is going to look like. That looks good. Powered by Stripe, you get all the things. So it looks trustworthy, right? That's what's really important. We're going to allow promotion codes. That's the same as a coupon, right? I think so. Literally yesterday, I can trade in, but I fully spec'd out the one I have now. Okay. Well, I hope it serves you well. I mean, it's still a solid computer, right? Allow business customers to provide tax IDs. I don't see why. Save payment details for future use. I don't think so. No, I think this looks good. Okay, so this looks, oh, and then there's create link over there. Let customers adjust the quantity. No. Oh, that does bring up a good point that I want to sell in 30 and 60-minute increments only. So let me edit this. Edit 1 hour expert session. Let's do, yeah, expert session 1 hour. Okay, save that. We will do an expert session 30 minutes. This is personalized education, career advice. Let's do the logo. Here I'm going to go 80, not just straight up the half of the 120, because it's inconvenient to schedule a 30-minute block. Usage is metered. I don't know. This is a one-time thing. Include tax, sure. Save, okay. Bro, please close some tabs. No, more tabs, more power. More tabs, more power. I'm really bummed that I couldn't place a tip as the Can I tweak this like I wonder if I can tweak this to be like just $1 increments. So it's $1 including tax. It's a one-time payment. So it's just $1, but you can change the number of them. I'm going to cancel this. So we still have that. Tip the laterally experts. I will do a new product. Which is the buy me a coffee thing really sticks out. What's the price of a coffee? $1.60 per pound. So it's like $3 or $4, right? tip the laterally experts. I just don't want to use the exact same name. Tip the laterally experts. Tips for laterally experts. But I do want to use the exact same description. So let's go get that. Tips for laterally experts. Here we go. We'll add the logo. So the difference here is that we're not doing the pay what you want. We're doing standard pricing model. It'll be $1, one time. So let's save that. And then maybe we just change the checkout page. Okay, so these are the a la carte options currently. In the future, they're going to be laterally IRL events, tickets for that, merchandise, certifications that you can buy a la carte, and other a la carte items. This is all it is for today, is these expert sessions. Let's do the subscription items. Okay, so here is pay what you want. So we have the pay what you can option. Closing these, we'll come back to that. I'll leave that. This is just the, okay, it says setup. This is the base dashboard. I'll leave those alone. So pay what you can. Okay, this is kind of like a software as a service. Okay, so customer chooses price. Suggest a preset amount. Here we will go 10, I don't know, I kind of want to do 5. And set limits. If there's the yeah, whatever. So the limit here would be 29 a month, because at 30 a month there is a premium tier. The minimum is $1. What are you doing? Can someone highlight me? So I'm working on Laterally. You can see the link in my bio. So this is Laterally. You can go there today. And I am trying to make the pay what you can and premium tiers work. Currently the only one that works is the free tier. Okay, so do I want this to be 10 or 5? I'll leave it at 10, whatever. So 1 to 29 looks good to me. Pay what you can, save product. Oh, I want to have the logo. Did I forget the logo? All right. Why can't you use the Stripe API? I could, and I covered this earlier in the stream. Basically, using the Stripe API and implementing a payment form on my own site reduces customer trust. And that negatively impacts conversion at an estimated 8% or so to the bottom line. So that's the reason I don't want to do it, in addition to the security concerns, the implementation LOE. And there was like one or two of the features that I definitely don't want to take on, like remembering, I think one was remembering payment card details. I just don't want to save that on my server. Okay, so we have the a la carte options, and then we have pay what you can. We want to now do the premium tier. Premium, I avoided the word tier. What did I call it? Premium plan. So I think in like business psychology, telling your customers what tier they're on is negative compared to telling them what plan they're on. Description. Okay, so the description is really... Oh, by the way, I am a small YouTube channel, according to Viral Nation, who is like a benchmark in social influencer. So I don't even have 1,000 subscribers, but apparently you're micro as long as you're under 25K. So consider subscribing to me on YouTube to support a small YouTube channel. With what are you doing can I dynamically set the prices? With what you are doing can I dynamically set the prices? Yes, the answer is yes. You will be able to choose a number between $1 and $29 per month for the pay what you can subscription plan. There's also the ability to tip by purchasing. We're going to try and make sure it works. We haven't proven any of this. But in theory, there's the ability to tip by purchasing a variable quantity of units of tip items. Does that make sense? I can go back and show you if that didn't make sense. I think you were not on the stream at that time. Thank you for being here, by the way, Ezekiel. Great name. Love that name. Check this out. Bam. Oh, I guess you can't see it. Can you see that? Anyway, thanks for being here. From the server to the Stripe form you are building. I'm not building a Stripe form. I don't mean to split hairs, but what I'm doing right here is I'm filling out an existing form on the Stripe dashboard. That's not the same thing as building a Stripe form. I'm not trying to split hairs. Those are just technically different things. Oh, let me see if anyone's on the YouTube channel. Okay, I see no questions on Twitch, no questions on YouTube, so I'll continue. So I wanted to go over here and grab the benefits of the premium tier. All pay what you can benefits, right? Free access to all Latterly in real life events. See, all this is not all going to fit. So let me see if I can grab the most important points and how much of this will fit. Exceeds the maximum character length. Okay, let's go back in here. All pay what you can. Let's say the wow, I'm really bad at this. Okay, ChatGPT, help me out. We need to be concise here. I'm bad at being concise. I'm a Django developer. I use Stripe API to collect payments. Cool. Please summarize these benefits in under 100 characters. Sunny D, what are you trying to do right now? I am creating Stripe products, or rather, products that can be paid for through the Stripe interface. And in particular, I'm trying to create a description for the premium tier that captures the gist of the benefits, but it fits within their character limit. Please summarize these benefits in 100 characters. You can include phrases such as and much more, or let's do a learn more or learn. Okay. Let's do role task. Role. You are an effective marketer for a learning application, software tool. Task. Summarize the benefits of the premium subscription plan in under 150 characters. I guess character counting is going to be difficult for GPT. Let's say in under 80 words, under 50 words. Dr. Clayton, the hypnotherapist, says, "Why do people say please when asking the computer a question?" I think one of the bigger reasons is just habit, right? I think that's one of the bigger reasons. There's the possibility, I'm not sure about this, but it may change the tone of the response if GPT reflects, basically. So we know that we can tell GPT, talk like a pirate, and it will do so. I don't know if it does any sort of implied logic in the same vein, where I don't say talk like a pirate, but I just ask, okay, we're going to get off topic. Let's do it. So I'm just going to ask it a question like a pirate, and we will see if it implicitly responds like a pirate. Our matey. How do you talk like a pirate? I don't know how to talk like a pirate. What clouds and rains or lack thereof be heading over me waters today? Do pirates talk like that? Bro, I got no idea what's going on. Ahoy there. See, so to some degree, there is implied reflection in GPT. Now, I don't think that's the reason people say please. I think people say please out of habit. But it may be the case that leaving out the word please causes GPT to respond in a more terse tone, which for some people may be desirable, and for other people they may see the AI as adversarial or aggressive. We've seen reports where people think that they are getting bullied by the AI, right? Really, it's just saying things, but it may be using a particular tone that they don't like, and that may be addressable in part by speaking to it the way you want to be spoken to. Camera connected. You are looking through my iPhone camera. If you go over to my YouTube channel, the link is in my bio, then you will be able to see me through the laptop camera because I'm streaming to both places. 8 gig RAM or 16. This is 16, Pro or Air. This is an Air. I think this is 16. Let's check. Is it not 12? It's 16. Yeah, Apple M2. Sunny says, in short, when robots take over, they will have some empathy towards you. Yeah. Yeah, not empathy in the way that we think of it, but they will use language that seems to be empathetic. Ooh, a very nuanced difference, right? Okay, back to what we were doing. What we were doing, let me create a new chat. So what we were doing, role, you were an effective marketer for a learning software tool. Task, summarize the benefits of the premium subscription plan in under 50 words. Include the phrase, learn more at Latterly. Include the phrases, and much more, and I will say tasks. You got to be super clear with this, right? You don't have to, but the clearer you are, the better the results you get. So 3 tasks. 1, summarize the benefits. 2, include the phrases and much more, and learn more at latterly.io. Ezekiel, you just skipped my question. So your question was, can I set the price from my server to the form? The answer is no. I will not be using the API. Hot Sauce says no pros for a terse response. I think it's similar to temperature 0. Could be. I'm not sure. Thanks for being here, y'all. If you're enjoying the video, tap the like button or tap the screen on TikTok, and that will encourage the algorithm to share the video with other people who may be interested in learning. Okay, the third task is in order to capture the most interesting and important. And feel free to omit less important benefits in order to meet the parsimony requirement. 50-word goal. And then let's add 4, ask clarifying questions if they will help you complete the task. If there is other information I can provide that will help you complete these tasks. Cool. I think this is a good role task prompt. What do you think? Could you provide more specific details about the benefits of the premium subscription plan? The information I need includes the specific benefits that make it unique and valuable. Bro, I am so sorry. I didn't actually even paste the benefits. I'm a terrible human. Okay, so we go over here. And the ones that I wanted to grab are these, Control C. So let me go back. Here is a verbose list of the benefits. Well, it did the right thing and it asked me very kindly, what the hell are you talking about? Like, that was awesome. Could you please tell me like what the benefits are? Okay. Okay, so we have the role task response. Now I'm going to chain it with reflection. Chain it with reflection. This is top tier prompt techniques. So how do we chain it? We simply add a related prompt that's split into, how can I say this better? I simply ask a follow-up question. How about that? That's a good way to say it. So by asking a follow-up question, I'm creating a chain of thought. Where does the reflection come in? I'm going to ask the AI to reflect on its own suggestion here. Why do I want it to reflect? I want to increase customer happiness, satisfaction, or the conversion rate. Consider the summary you provided. If you, let's try to optimize. Consider the summary you provided. Is there anything you would change in order to improve customer satisfaction or customer conversion when reading this summary on a checkout screen? Ezekiel says it's 3:40. I'm about to leave. Love your video. Before I go, do you know how to use Square? Vaguely, not in any detail. Thank you for being here. To enhance customer satisfaction and conversion, we can stress the value that the customer is getting from the subscription and the impact they're making by subscribing. I love it. Kai says, love watching this. Been a supporter for a long time. Thank you so much for being here, Kai. Quick reminder, if you are on TikTok, you can go to YouTube, the link in my bio, and see the full screen. Okay, let's see if this fits on the payment screen right here. Oh, we still exceed the character maximum by 64. Unlock the full potential of Latterly with Premium, get exclusive access to all pay what you can benefits, IRL events, bonus session time. Here I can just say, and more. Plus, your subscription helps us maintain affordability for all. I can trim the word us. Sunny says, what type of website are you creating? Sunny, you can see the website right now. It's in production. Latterly, you can go to latterly.io, and that will forward you to latterly3vercel.app. I'll change the domain later. But this is the Latterly app. And it is also linked in my bio, or on YouTube, that would be the About page. So the curriculum is open source. This is based on the open source curriculum Latterly slides. You can go see the curriculum here. The purpose of this curriculum is to help people learn to code and land a programming role. Then after they land that job, continue accelerating their career up to the senior level and beyond. If all this information is already available open source, why would I create a paid product? Like, what pain point is there? The answer is that very few people are able to read and then apply this information by themselves correctly. So that creates the need for a community to create social learning, peer incentives, and also mentors. Mentors matter. Teachers matter. That is the gap filled by this application. So there's a forever free tier. You can access this checklist. You can access this right now. It already exists. And it basically walks you through the curriculum, but now it's in a simplified 15-step. Then for the premium account, there's like more benefits. There's an advanced checklist, and you can do mentor sessions. This connects you to the social community through Discord. Discord link at the bottom here. Hope you'll join the Discord. And it just makes learning more effective when you have a community behind you and experts that you can consult with. Sonny says, I might have to try that because I've been trying to improve my coding skills. Thank you. You're so welcome. Thank you for the question and thanks for being here. Okay, let me get back on track. Where were we? I think I can close a few of these. Closing this, closing this, closing this. This is my bio, by the way, and then it's just that top link, latterly.io, and it takes you here. Okay. Feel free to click the affiliate links if you want to get some free stock from Robinhood. And if you have an ESPP with your employer, don't skip your ESPP because it requires cash out of pocket. You can use Benny, who will cover the cash out of pocket. It's kind of like a lending product. It's technically not a loan, but it'll help you take advantage of your ESPP, so check that out. This is the annual ad revenue that I could make if I implement ads on my site. Please don't let me implement ads. I'm trying to allow you to pay me money. Really, I'm the blocker here. I apologize for that. But I don't want to put ads on the site. I would much rather have viewers like you support the site with no ads. Isaac says, I'm now learning Python. I want to be a developer. I hope to get projects. Thank you for being here, Isaac. Hang in there. Where there's a will, there's a way, they say. Okay, so we need to make this even more terse. Unlock the full potential of Latterly with Premium. Get exclusive access to all Pay What You Can benefits, IRL events, bonus session time, and more. Plus, your subscription helps maintain affordability for all. Your contribution makes a difference. That seems redundant, so let's trim that. Oh! And let's switch to learn more instead of discover more. I don't like being right on the 0 characters remaining. I don't like that. I don't know, call me paranoid or something. So learn more, and now we are inside of the character limit. Okay, so this is premium. So the minimum, so this will be a recurring payment, $30 a month minimum. Customer chooses price, set limits. The minimum is $30 a month. And then, yeah, I don't want crazy amounts of money. Let's see. What would the largest amount that I would charge be? I can look at my Latterly Teachable site. The largest amount that I would charge would be retainer for a personal coaching plan. So actually, the full sort of highest cost thing that I do starts at $400 a month. And where does it go from there? So $400 a month is an hour a week, and it tops out at 3 hours a week. I just don't do more than, it's not even helpful. Actually, even 3 hours a week is really not that helpful. For some people, it can be. That's like a pretty rare exception. So that would be $1,200 per month is my highest retainer, and that does line up with. No, for commercial things, they really should just contact me. We will work that out separately. It would be nice to pay commercial through the site as well, just less to deal with. I'm really not sure what the limit would be if I'm doing the commercial stuff through the site. Well, if someone runs into the limit, they can always contact me. 5 or 6, 5, 6, 7, something like that. Let's do 7. might want it even lower than that. I'm going to leave it at that for now. Premium plan. Cool. Unlock the full potential of Latterly. For if someone is going over $1,000, they are going to want to care about the brand recognition. So let me get that in there too. Exclusive access to all pay what you can benefits, IRL events. Maybe I need to create a different tier. Okay, let's leave this alone. I'm overthinking it. I might want to create a super premium tier for commercial clients, but I'll do that later. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. So we have our products. We have premium, pay what you can. Free tier, you don't pay anything. It's free. So this looks good. Now let's make our checkout page. We may need to have 2 pages. I don't understand this quite yet. What you can do with Connect, collect payments, then pay out. I don't need this. This is not, I don't care about this. Send an invoice, share a payment link. Cool, so we can get all 3 of these. Let customers adjust the quantity, and then we'll start with 10, right? So this is kind of, the idea of this is like $10 of tips recommended. Oh, this is literally when they click the tips link. Yeah. Collect text automatically. And there's no promotion codes on the tips page. This looks good to me. Create link. Okay. I have a link. Here's the checklist. Let's go back to the home page. Here we are on the home page. I need to add a place to add tips here. Book an expert session. We'll do this under the recommended next steps. We can do this, Under here sounds good. So here is a div. We have the sort of white card background. Let's do another one of those. So I'm going to click and drag. I collapsed the segment on 117. I'm going to Command C, Command V, enter Command V, save it. Now I'll just have 2, right? Why are there not 2? There should be 2. Complete the standard checklist, complete the standard checklist. Okay, because I also duplicated the pricing plans, which I didn't mean to do. Command F, pricing. So here's the pricing grid. So I will clip the first pricing grid. And I'm actually going to also clip this div and this div. So yeah, now you can see what I've done. There are 2 of these cards now. Spooky says, do I need to know sys design for entry-level suite? The answer is no. You don't need to know sys design. if you learn full stack development, you will naturally learn some basic sys design. But really you should not be asked about system design at your interview. If you're asked, okay, this is a really great point, and I'm glad you brought this up. If you are asked a system design question with a straight face in a junior interview, they are simply testing whether you're full of shit. If they ask you a system design question, they are testing to see whether you say, I don't know, or whether you bullshit them. That's what's going on in a junior interview where they ask you about system design. So the proper way to answer a system design question as a junior is to say, here's what I've done. I have these projects. I deployed in these places. I have very limited system design knowledge. I'm not an expert in AWS, architecture, or GCP, or anything like that. So I'm happy to talk about the things that I know, but I don't want to present myself as an expert in things where I'm not an expert. That is how you knock a system design question out of the park as a junior developer. So Damon saying, yo, what's up, man? Live has changed since last I was on here. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm glad you're back. Okay, Command Z, Command Shift Z. So we are here. So we have two of these cards. And here I'm going to change these to H3, which is going to shrink or it's intended to shrink the text a little bit. It may not though, because we're using Tailwind. So now it's just an H3 with the same style applied, whatever. We will shrink the text ourselves by changing the Tailwind style from text to XL to text XL, like so. Complete the is smaller now, you can see. So we're going to change this. Let's drop this one. Support laterally by tipping. That's not very enticing, is it? How do you write a call to action for a tip? What's a good call to action for a tip? For a tip. Call to action message when asking for tips. Snap, Uber, Chime, SoFi, Netflix, all ask SysDesign for new grad. What does an answer look like for a SysDesign new grad Uber question? What does an answer look like for that? Alan says 4 financial contributions. So Damon says, good advice for juniors. I always have my truth questions for interviewees. Oh, that's a cool name. Moshiku? I think I'm probably saying that wrong. As someone new to IT, where do I begin from? So I recommend that you try coding before trying other things. Try learning to code. The number one place that I recommend for learning to code is the currently, this changes over time, but currently it's the Coursera front-end certificate with Meta. So this is the single best place that I recommend for you to learn to code in terms of return on investment. There are places that are better, that are much more expensive, and there are places that are much worse that are free. So you may have heard of Free Code Camp or the Odin Project. These are great as far as free resources go, which is to say they're not great. They will not have a significant probability of landing you a job on their own. This one does. You can look on my YouTube channel. You can look in the video review I did for it. 20 to 40 in that range % of landing you a job off of this, which is pretty good because the price is low. With certain coding boot camps like Springboard or Career Foundry, they will have a job guarantee. So with a high prestige coding boot camp, you're looking at a placement rate over 80%, and then debates happen about what's a valid placement rate, but for some measures over 90%. So that will get your placement rate up, and it's also more costly. You can also get a 4-year computer science degree that will have a high placement rate and typically a high cost. But I would point you to here, and then you're welcome to check out the link in my bio, latterly.io, if you have any difficulty. So basically this, 25% chance of landing a job, that's not great. What if there was something that could cheaply boost that from 25 to north of 75? Well, that is what apprenticeships can do, and mentorships and coaching. So that's one of the things that Latterly does. Lots of questions. Thank you so much for the questions. If I don't get to your question in this session, please leave a question on my videos, and I will respond to you there. Remember, keep it simple when asking for tips. Great advice. Thank you. What about backend? I'm going to recommend the Spring. So I'm actually not going to recommend that you learn backend. I only recommend that you learn backend if you're going full stack. So going full stack is great. Learning backend in isolation, I just don't recommend it. Now, if you want to go full stack, I will refer you to the Springboard Software Engineer Coding Bootcamp. So this is my current top recommendation for coding bootcamp. They don't pay me anything. I don't get referral fees. I wish they did. I wish I had a referral link to give you. It's part-time, 20 hours a week, 36 weeks. This is what I recommend currently. Boot camps are not for everyone, but honestly, if you don't have 20 hours a week to spare, it's going to be hard for you to learn anyway. Why not the Meta backend course? So I explained that I don't recommend backend courses. Did you catch that? If you want to take the Meta front-end course and the Meta back-end course together, you're looking at, is it 14 months? Let's take a look. The Coursera full stack course is not done with Meta, it's done with IBM. It might be fine, but if you understand the prestige rule for credential selection, IBM does not pass the test. So IBM and Meta are very different. So how many weeks is this? Weeks. So this is a 7 months at 6 hours a week. And so this is the front end certificate. And now if you go for back end, well, there's IBM back end development. We don't want that, do we? Let's look for the Meta one specifically. Meta back end developer. Yep. And this is 6 months. Oh, this is 8 months. Yeah, so you're looking at 15 months. It could be a fit for some people if you want to learn slowly. Maybe you want to do 6 hours. So here's the difference, right? Coding boot camps, here's 20 hours a week. Maybe that's too much for you. Maybe you want to do 6 hours a week. Then maybe it does make sense for you to do the meta front end and back end. 10K is not absurd. 10K is not absurd. This is an extremely good return on investment. Let's say that you are currently earning 50 grand a year. You land a job as a software engineer paying 70 grand a year, which is totally feasible for a junior. You've increased your salary by 10 grand a year. Sorry, 20. Which means that you've made your return in 6 months. You're not going to find that on the stock market. You're not going to find that with a college degree. So it's a fantastic return on investment. And it's even better when you adjust it for risk because there is a job placement guarantee. So I can't emphasize enough. This is below the average cost of coding boot camps. This is not a lot of money. And it is, they do have financing options. So you can do deferred tuition, payment plans, and so forth. They have scholarships. It's a fantastic deal. If you think that this is too much money, you just haven't thought about the return on investment seriously. Cool, thanks for all the questions. All right, I'm gonna get back on track with the Stripe thing. And yeah, as I said, if you have a question and if I didn't get to it, feel free to leave it on my videos. What about Udemy? I've heard they had great tutors. Yeah, there are some great tutors. It doesn't make up for the fact that they're a second-rate choice. So I cover this in depth in a number of places. I'll quickly refer you there because I don't have time to go over all this. But if you go to my YouTube channel, I have a video. Coursera and Meta become a front-end developer. You can check out this video. You can also go to my Substack. It's called Optimality, link in my bio, optimality.substack.com. You can see fix concerns with learners' analysis of certs. I'll just show you one graph. I won't get into the weeds, but I'll show you one graph. Here's from Learners Analysis. Interviewing.io is the best in the industry for Tier 1 job prep. And you can just see right here. Udemy versus Coursera. So it is true that there's overlap basically. So if you are sure that you are dealing with the best Udemy course, then it might be as good as a Coursera course. But look at the risk on this thing. So just go with Coursera. And there are prestige benefits to having Meta on your resume. And so there's a bunch of these reasons, right? Basically, Coursera ends up winning. Hireability and educational prestige. All right, here, this is my paper. I wrote this paper. I have a PhD in economics. This is like one of my areas of expertise. And if you read this paper, there's the prestige rule for coding boot camps and alternative credentials. And it's here in the last paragraph. Fortune 50 membership or 4.25 or better on a 5-point scale on course report with a minimum of 400 reviews. So Meta has Fortune 50 membership. Udemy creators don't. So random Udemy creators have basically no name recognition. Udemy as a whole has some name recognition, but Coursera has even more name recognition. And then when you do a Meta certificate with Coursera, you get even more name recognition. So when it comes to credentials you place on your resume, employer name recognition is the name of the game. That's how you pass the ATS. That's how big tech recruiters find you. Amazon recruiters are trying to poach people from Meta and Google. Google recruiters are trying to poach people from Amazon and Meta. When you get one of those Fortune 50 names on your resume, people find you. Steven says hello. What's up, Steven? Thanks for being here. Quick reminder, if you're enjoying the video, follow the page. And in particular, I'm trying to grow my subscriber count on YouTube. So check out the YouTube link in my bio if you're on TikTok. So we have these two cards. I just want to have a call to action for tips. Help us, this is not the keep it simple that we asked for. Help us continue our mission to make learning accessible. If you found value in our services, consider leaving a tip. I'm going to just grab this piece right here. Okay. If you found value in our services, and I'm going to rephrase this because I know my service has value. So I'm going to say, to support Latterly's mission to provide low-cost education in STEM. Consider leaving a tip. Climbing with us, leave a tip. That's funny. What types of research have you done? I have a PhD in economics, so my research is in economics, in particular in the economics of education. So yeah, I looked at post-secondary alternative credentials. You can find my paper you can find a bunch of my papers. Just go to Google Scholar. Just go to Google Scholar and type my name. So you can see my papers here. Yeah, so like this is one of my published works. And this basically is what I studied. How employers perceive alternative credentials. What's an alternative credential? It's a non-traditional credential. So that's anything other than the traditional credential, which is the college degree. The college degree is the traditional post-secondary credential. And yeah, coding boot camps are one of the highest return on investment alternative credentials. So like things to help maybe mid-career transitions. They can be. Yeah, totally. They can be. How many citations does it have? I think I have one. I think this has one citation. So I'm not like a highly cited scholar. But I am a cited scholar. If you don't mind. I don't mind at all. It's right there on Google Scholar. You can check it out. Let me see. Cited by 111. I think I have a couple citations that are not registered on Google Scholar, but I think it's literally just like 2 more. So nothing to squabble about. To support Latterly's mission to provide low-cost education in STEM, consider leaving a tip. Okay, now let's go grab the Stripe link. Here we are, tips for Latterly. Copy this. I'm going to change the href here. Leaving a tip will be in the pink call to action. We'll grab this link, Command X, up, Command V. Delete all that extra stuff, Command S. And let's review. To support Latterly's mission, consider leaving a tip. We want to shrink this text so that it is similar in size. We want to add the space literal. And something that's important to me is that pricing plans remains above the fold, which it barely does. I think I would like this to be even smaller. What language is this? We're using TypeScript. Build big projects. If you do a bootcamp, though, they barely scratch the surface. Yeah, making generalizations about boot camps is not useful. The trick is to find a prestigious boot camp. So the problem is there's so much noise in the market. There's so much variation in the quality of boot camps. So that's why you need to select a high quality boot camp. And then you won't see the problem. You actually won't see the problem where they barely scratch the surface. The best boot camps do much more than barely scratch the surface. I just met with a group of 30 students who just graduated. They barely knew about data structures and algorithms. Yeah, coding boot camps famously do emphasize data structures less than the traditional degree. The reverse is true as well. You can find a group of new grads from computer science and they can't code. Like they don't know what React is. So much of it's the market allocation problem. You need to find the employers who are wanting the certain kind of skills, basically. And a good coding bootcamp will help you with that. So the best coding bootcamps have effective career services. The average coding bootcamp has famously bad career services, as does the average university. So just don't be average. Picking any of the averages is not smart. In Houston, they aren't hitting the targets. Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't done a geographical breakdown, although I went to the University of Houston for my undergrad, so that's interesting. I believe you. Yeah, if you have knowledge on the local market. Thank you for being here. This is opposite of Midas, everyone. Half knew about React or JavaScript. Yeah. Oh, thanks for the follow. It looks like Lawano. Did I say that right? Alan says, do you have a list of high-ranking quality boot camps? I want to know where the one I took lands. I don't have a list. I have a prestige rule. As far as a list, I just have, that's updated all the time, and I just have the top 2 because it doesn't make sense for me to create an index of 100 boot camps. I'm only recommending really 1 or 2 boot camps. And so currently, so this is how you do it. You can see the screen. You go to coursereport.com, browse all schools, sort by most reviewed, and you want to look for a minimum of 400 reviews. So Lowagon is the best in the world. I don't think they have a presence in the United States. At least they didn't last year. Maybe that's changed this year. New Camp is really interesting. I've heard a lot of good things, but they are not a traditional boot camp, which is a strange thing to say because boot camps themselves are not traditional. So I don't have concrete data on their placement rate. But from what I can tell, they're quite good. But what's better is Springboard, who has a job guarantee. So yeah, a minimum of 400 reviews and a rating of 4.25 or higher. In theory, you could construct an index, but it would be a noisy index. Like, it's not clear to me that BrainStation is statistically significantly different from Springboard in terms of the learner experience. Now, what's structurally important is that they do not guarantee a job. That's really important, right? There are some other things too, like 5 weeks is sus, basically. 12 weeks, which would be 4 months, is better. But look, this is 16.5. Someone was complaining earlier about the 10 grand. This is over 16 grand. So employers prefer boot camps that are substantial in time. So 6 to 9 months is kind of the sweet spot. 4 months you can get away with, but I wouldn't want to get away with it when they don't have a job guarantee and if they're charging more money. And I just don't recommend going into cybersecurity as a first pass. I think it makes sense as a good move to intermediate or senior. And it makes sense as a skill set, but I would recommend going into software engineering. Now, if you hate software engineering, maybe data science or security, product design, something else would be a good other option. But I say start with coding. Coding is essential to all these things. Thank you for what you do. My man is spitting knowledge. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. It means a lot. Do you need good knowledge of data structures for front-end development? Yes and no. So, first of all, what is a data structure? An object, a string, a Boolean, a number. These are all data structures. You need to know those to code. You can't write code without those. If you went through a traditional computer science program, the word data structure, you won't even hear it. You will immediately jump to abstract data structures. An abstract data structure is not the same as a concrete data structure. If you are traditionally educated in a computer science degree, you're going to study these things. Hash maps, data structures, abstract data structures are going to be front and center for you. You don't need the abstract data structures. You just need to be able to code. You need the concrete data structures. So that's why I said yes and no, because the answer is yes, you need to know how to use data structures concretely, and then using them in an abstract form is optional but recommended. It's not essential. So you can land a job without passing a data structure and algorithm interview. There's a great resource. It's called Hiring Without Whiteboards. We're so far off topic at this point, but that's okay. I'm here to teach, and I can do the Stripe stuff elsewhere. So here's Hiring Without Whiteboards. All these places you can go interview without a traditional data structure and algorithm style interview, a leak code style interview. You don't need that. You can just write code. So why do I say that abstract data structures are optional but recommended? First of all, understanding abstract patterns helps you write better code. It's not required, it just helps. Does that make sense? It's not required, it just helps. In addition, I care about you landing a job. And while there are employers that will give you a job without you passing a whiteboard interview, you are going to substantially improve the performance of your job search by learning abstract data structures, algorithms, grinding LeetCode. So it's a good idea. So when you say, do you need it? I'm going to say you don't need it, but it's a good idea. And how do we apply this to the job search itself? When your portfolio is ready, start applying for jobs even before you grind LeetCode. But while you apply for jobs, start grinding LeetCode. That's the way this works practically. Does that make sense? So Damn Insane says, ugh, guess we are mean. We give them projects during interviews, live examples. No, I think project-based interviews are fine. It is true that it's worse for certain people and better for certain people. So there is a bias to it, but I don't think it's bad. You're going to select for certain applicants, but I don't think it's bad. Projects are actually really good for people that actually write code, and they may have interview anxiety. It's a really great way to address interview anxiety. So project-based interviewing, I think, is fantastic. I will tell you, Theo has a move here. Oh man, I don't know if I can, not Theo Vaughn, not this Theo, not that Theo. Theo T3 app. Oh gosh, I don't know his last name. T3GG. Rethinking the technical interview. Look at this video. And I think he'll tell you what I told you, which is that project-based interviews are good for some people, and they're not good for other people. And that algorithm interviews are good for some people and not good for other people. And that coding interviews, and so on and so on, the various forms of interviews tend to all have some sort of bias. And Theo has an excellent approach to mitigating, not fully, but in part, mitigating that problem. And that is, you allow your applicant to choose the interview format they prefer. You give them agency. So Theo says the applicant can choose a project-based interview or a traditional whiteboard interview, or they can even suggest a custom format. I don't know why you would do that, but he allows it, which is phenomenal. So kudos to Theo for a bunch of reasons, including this video. I commend this video to you. Okay, let's get back on track. We're here for Stripe. Can I make this take up less space is really what I want it to do. You can just reduce the font size. Is it M or MED? It's M. Okay. Text M. Oh, Alan. Alan says, it's very helpful watching someone with experience work. When do you normally do these live sessions? Unfortunately, Alan, I do not have a regular schedule at the moment. So please subscribe and hit the notification bell on YouTube and you will be alerted when I go live. You can also view my Discord. Join the Discord. I often stream on Saturdays, but not always. And so really the answer is I stream when I have time. I stream when I have time. You can help me create a regular schedule by suggesting a time that works for you and by subscribing to the channel. As the channel grows, my incentive to standardize and improve the bar of quality on my channel also grows. So Damn Insane says, okay, let's program. I want this to take up a little less space. I think the text is small enough at this point. I can, actually I can get rid of some of the white space above this area, right here. Could drop the padding on this. How does that look? I want to do 3 moves and then I'll be happy. This one, I would like to reduce the margin of the padding as well. Let's take the margin to 0. Ooh, that's not going to work. Next steps card. Command C, Command Shift F, Command V. So I have 2 styles, good. These are the only places using these styles. So I'm going to remove the bottom margin from that card. So these are the 3 moves that I'm going to do. This looks awful, of course, but I'm going to add a top margin to the lower card that is out of the scope of the CSS rule. So here we have a P6. I'm also going to reduce that padding to, let's try a P2. Oh, I reduced it on the wrong one. Command Z, Command S, P2 on the lower, right? And then we will give this a MT1, which is a margin top 1. And that didn't work. Why did that not work? The spacing here is bad as well. So there's direction, display flex, flex direction column, space. Oh, there's a 2 rem gap. Yeah, let's get rid of that 2 rem gap. Accelerate your tech career is way too close to that container. Okay, I'll drop it down. Is it React? Yes, we're using React. Where's the 2 rem gap? Command F, 2 REM. Here we go. Going to just obliterate it. I think we're only using the wrapper in one place. Yep. Okay. Let's make sure accelerate your tech career looks good. What do you think we should have? Margin top of 2? Is that good? Why was the margin top not being applied? Okay, let's go back to the code. What is the tailwind rule for a top margin of 2 rem? Alan says, no worries, I have a hard time working a consistent schedule. I'm trying to write front end for my first React application now. It's challenging. Companion website for mom's Etsy shop. Trying to do e-commerce login sessions, cart component, etc. Have you seen the Next Commerce template? From Vercel, Next Commerce. This might help you, Alan. And you can use it with Next Authentication, which might simplify your stack. Yeah, it's hard work. Commerce is not easy. So there's MT8. I'll check it out. Sorry for distracting from your website. No worries. Thanks for being here. So margin top is not being applied. Fireproof, thank you for the follow. So if I force it, it works, but the Tailwind utility is not working. Thanks for showing me that. You're very welcome. I hope it helps you. Why is... I can inline it, but I'd rather not. Text 2L. Okay, M8 works. Oh, you know what? It might just be a difference of the... It might just be a difference of the Tailwind version. Tailwind margin top. No, it should totally work. I think I'm gonna have to use a style tag. Use pixel or px. I mean CSS class override. There is class override, maybe due to which margin is not working. Yeah, maybe. So I can see there's a margin top 0 rule coming from this Tailwind base. So I think you're right. I think it's due to the text specifically. That's all right. I'll just override it like this. So how does that look? Does that look better? It seems to me that this is asymmetrical with this, which sort of bugs me, but maybe that's just me. So this style has 0.5 rem margin. And so if we up it to 1, then it would be symmetrical. So the gap between 1 and laterally, and the gap between the bottom here and this, I think that looks pretty good. So Damn Insane says, I liked it closer. Oh golly. Both of them, or just laterally helps you? All right, I'll roll it back for now. Accelerate closer. Okay. Yeah, users have different tastes. What are you going to do? So I've got 1 and 1. If someone wants to be a tiebreaker in the chat, let me know. Okay, so we want to add margin top here. This MT1 is not working, so we will do a inline style there. Now we got half a rem. And I think this is a good compromise at this point because now you can clearly get the pricing plans are above the fold. You even get that premium pay what you want free. And that was the whole goal of what I was doing there. By shrinking and snipping gaps, I just wanted to recover enough real estate to get this above the fold. So I think we're good. So let's click to leave a tip. And here you go, it takes us to Stripe. Now immediately I'm going to go back because I want this to open in a new tab. I don't want my customer leaving my site. So this will be target blank. And I can just hit enter because Copilot gave me the autocomplete there. Okay, but is it responsive? Bruh, let me tell you about it. How do you feel about this? If the mobile site isn't sexy, I didn't make it. If the mobile site isn't sexy, I didn't make it. Good question. Got to keep it responsive for sure. I use Stripe for my Unify network to sell Wi-Fi. Love Stripe. Awesome. I'm a big fan of Stripe. Big fan. Okay, let me push this so that you can send me tips. So this looks good, right? $10. If I want to change the quantity, I could make it, what, 80? Bam, and now it's $80. Tips for laterally experts. I could make it 1 if I want. Can I make it 0? Cannot be removed. Yeah. So this is equivalent to pay what you want tips with a minimum $1. What time do you live? It's helpful. Unfortunately, I don't have a regular schedule. If you would like to encourage me to adopt a regular schedule, subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio. And you can tell me what time is best for you, and I will try to pick a regular schedule that is best for the plurality of my audience. Currently, I just stream when I have time. Thank you for being here. Which is your YouTube? It's the link in my bio, and it is also youtube.com/John Vandeveer. So this is my YouTube. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so you can be one of my early subscribers helping me get to 1,000 subscribers. Thanks in advance. Thank you for the rose. Okay, so we want to now commit this. This is a feature. Tips link. And I'm on the wrong branch, get branch. I'm on the home style branch. I want to use a feature branch for Stripe. So here's integrate Stripe number 7. So I will get branch 7 for the GitHub issue number, integrate Stripe. Get checkout 7, integrate Stripe. Get log -1 to ensure that I retained what I pushed. Tips link is there. Git push, it will say that this is not a published branch, so we will grab this set upstream and publish it. command click the GitHub link to create a pull request. So now I have a pull request. I'm going to git fetch origin main, git merge origin main. So we have a merge commit we've done now. And we'll wait for that to resolve. It may have failed simply because I needed to merge origin main. We can look at the file change to confirm that it's what we expect. And this is exactly what we expect, right? We removed the gap, we removed the bottom margin in one place. We added this new card with the tips link. This would be better as an environment variable, I think. Do you actually work in tech, or is this just for clout? I do actually work in tech. I've actually been programming for 10 years. I've worked for companies that you've heard of like Amazon and Capital One. And I am a multi-six-figure software engineering earner that has helped other people learn to code and land jobs earning six figures themselves. Cool, so let's go back over here and generate some more links. Do I want a pricing table? Not for these products. I want a pricing table with the subscription products. Dollars to a philosopher says, what are you doing? I'm coding. Jesse says, six figures is the new middle class. I don't know. How do you define middle class? I mean, the average American income is like not in the six figures. It's getting there. Yeah, the median is like 50 grand. That's for men and less for women. That's rough. Tech Parts, thanks for the follow. All right, back to the code, eh? All products. Now we have created the tips link. We would like to create a la carte options for the expert session. And where are the subscription products? Here's pay what you can in the premium plan. Cool, so can I simply create a link for this? How do I create a link for this? Payment links, right? That's what I want. Let's do a new one. Wow, I cannot do the products or subscriptions. Customers choose what to pay. Okay. Let's upload the logo, make it all official. By the way, I need to move my favicon over. Let me do that now. That'll be easy enough. I have a favicon in the laterally slides repo. Here I'll ls pipe grep fav. We can see I have favicon.pmg. So I'm going to mv fav tab. It auto completes it for me. I'll double dot slash, that moves up a folder into my general workspace, and then I can laddely-3. That will move it into the root of my laterally 3 repo, but I want it to go into the public folder. I probably should have copied it instead of moving it. So I'll revert the deletion because that was a move, which is equivalent to a cut and a paste. So now I have the favicon in my public folder over here. And I also have a favicon.ico. So I'm going to delete the favicon.ico. I don't know if I can just rename favicon from PNG to ICO. I feel like I can't do that. It feels illegal. It feels illegal. And will the favicon load? I guess I'm rebuilding the server, so we'll see. Here's the tips link. We still have a failure, so let me go to my Vercel preview. There is an error. Apostrophe can be escaped like this. Line 149. So Latterly's mission. Excuse me. All right, so that apostrophe made it angry, very, very angry. So let me do one of these. And the favicon is absent now, so it did not like the PNG. So we will get a simple web converter. Drag and drop your file. So I'll drag and drop this favicon.png, download an ICO zip. See how quick that was? Nice and easy. So let me grab my favicon ICO zip, put it over here, double click to expand. I'll click the ICO zip and my old PNG. I will control move to trash. So many little folders. So I need one more folder, the favicon.ico folder itself. So here I will open it through the terminal. So now I have these that I can drag into the public folder and delete the IO folder itself, move to trash. So you can see that web generator, which I've used in the past. I have all of these favicon files. Thanks for all the follows. I am no one says, what are you doing? We are coding. We are working on latterly.io. The link is in my bio. It'll take you here and you can sign up today to learn to code and land a programming role. Now with that favicon generator, I need a bit of code to tell the web page to look at those files that I've added. Okay, so here we will use the index page. So we're here on the index page, and there should be something like layout. Okay, and then here's the head tag. And you can see there's the previous reference to the old favicon file. We're going to get rid of that and add these new, cooler favicon files. What is it angry about? I've run into this before. I don't remember what I did. They're just not self-closing, that's all. Okay, so let's close them. Save that. Cool, that was a sort of an easy change. Let's do a blitz build or npm run build to make sure that the apostrophe fix is acceptable. Okay, build passed locally, and then we can see over here, it still looks fine to me. I'm fine with that look and feel of the apostrophe. So I'm going to say FEAT:favicon and apostrophe fix. We'll commit and push. Close the other tabs. We can narrow these tabs back down. Vercel is building again. We'll see how that goes momentarily. In the meantime, my favicon is working locally. You can see the ladder up there. See that ladder up there? That is a favicon. By the way, if you'd like to contribute to the website, there's a good first issue, which is to set up Google Analytics. Contributions welcome. This website's open source, Vanderveer Latterly-3. Cool, so this is products or subscriptions. Customers choose what to pay. This is strange because I have a pay what you want subscription. Here it's not being recognized. So maybe we have to do our hacky workaround again, where you can subscribe for different quantities. I'm not sure that that even makes sense. Let's try it. Installments, I don't think makes sense for me. Well, for the session it may. Turn on buy now, pay later. Yeah, why not, right? Why would I not just turn on all these things? Google, Cash App, yeah. I guess I don't really know. In theory, I could turn all of them on, but I don't really know what they are. Yeah, I don't care. I'll turn on all those. Like, is there a reason not to? Recurring payments, yes. Recurring payments requires approval. That's a reason not to. Recurring payments, yes. I think this is fine. So if you're using WeChat Pay, never mind, forget that. If you're using WeChat Pay, you cannot do recurring payments, but it also wanted to do some kind of additional terms that I don't want. Cool, I think that's good. Let's go back to our products. So we have this product. And here, I can create a payment link this way. Wow. That is so much easier. So why could I not do that the other way? How strange. Is this true for all my products? So here's tips for laterally experts and tip the laterally experts. Customer chooses. And no, I cannot create a link here for some reason. Oh, yes, I can. So I could have created a link all along and I didn't need to do my strange hack. So I'm going to archive this product. Tips for Laterally Experts has been archived. So now we have tip the Laterally Experts. Customer chooses, create a payment link. Minimum 1 up to $9.99, suggest 10. Tip the Laterally Experts. We love to see it. We absolutely love to see it. So I'm going to copy that. We're looking for the Stripe link. I'm on an association. What are you doing, bro? Are you a freelancer? Not really. I mostly teach people to code. I've done a few freelance projects. If you have a project, feel free to hit me up. I'm not cheap though. But yeah, if you really need my help, you can book a session and I'm happy to help you on technical problems too. So let's make sure that I can let you book a session. Tip the Laterally Experts link is working. Here's view payment link. Very good. And I would like a link for all of these. I should be requiring email address on all of these. Oh, email is already required by default. Brilliant. So let me remove that then. Email is required by default. Okay, good. So whoever buys it, I will know who to contact to schedule. Sam Vex, hello. What's up, Sam? So if we go with the default, we get this capital thanks for your payment. But if I do a custom one, we don't. We'll use the default. Okay. I think this looks good, right? Let's create that link. So we'll change that to a paragraph. Ooh, that looks really awful. I'm trying to avoid creating a whole other page. But what I can do is maybe just have it scroll down. Complete the standard checklist. Consider a premium account and book an expert session. Let's just make this the 30-minute link for now. That works. Okay. Book an expert session, and we're just going to go for the 30-minute product page for now. Tips link is done. Let me verify. Command F, Command V. No. Command F, Stripe. So do I have the wrong one? Let me... Tips for Latterly Experts. This product should be archived. Deactivated because it was archived. Good. So they automatically take care of that. Great. Payment links. Deactivated into active. Here is the expert session for 30 minutes. Command F, expert. Okay. And now you should be, ooh, wow, it vanished. Oh no, this is production and I haven't put it in production. Book an expert session. Cool, now you can check out here. Complete the standard checklist, consider a premium account, and book an expert section. By the way, you can sign up for the free account right now. The link is in my bio, latterly.io. Bummer, why is this being goofy, hey? Let me empty cache and hard reload. Nope, something is broken. I'll restart my development server. Oh, let me npm run dev instead of blitz dev. And we are getting late here, y'all. We are getting ready for nap time. I haven't really tested that this works, so I'm going to ship the link and test it in prod. I'm not going to ship it if this keeps happening. So what's going on here? It says compiling. Okay. Could just be taking some time. Dynamic server usage, it complained. Seems to be working now. I'm not sure what that issue was, but it seems to be working now. Okay, consider a premium account or book an expert session. I don't want to send the user to the settings page when they click this. I think it's confusing. So let's use an anchor, pricing plans. Okay, that will be difficult to anchor because the pricing plans are in a different component within the pricing grid. Let's try a span instead of a paragraph so that we don't break the line. We want to remove the underline on hover because it makes it look like a link when it's not. In fact, we might want to remove the pink as well. Complete the standard checklist. Consider one of the paid plan options below. Let's just say paid plans below. And book an expert session. Complete the standard checklist. Consider one of the paid plans below and book an expert session. I think it works. It's not the world's best design, but I think it works. Do I want to do an underline on the recommended next steps? Nah, let's leave it alone. It works. Now I've lost some of my real estate again. I think I can live with it. Oh, here I can remove a little bit. Nah. Is that too crowded? What do you think? I think it's functional. Maybe a bit crowded, but I think it's functional. So I'm here for it. I get the peak of premium, pay what you can, and free. I get the peaks that I care about. So instead of 402, we're going 201. And let's do 202 just to make sure it's broken still. So you want to break it, then fix it. So we refresh the page. You kind of still get the peak. The issue here is the asymmetric spacing at the top compared to under there. So we can solve that by going to 0, 1, and now it's more symmetrical. In theory, I might be able to solve this a different way, but I'll leave it alone. That looks good enough. Looks good enough. Okay, so I log out. So this is what it looks like when I'm logged out. In the future, I'll want this to say sign up, basically. I think it's fine for now. Okay, so you can book an expert session. Goes over here. You can leave a tip. And then can you subscribe to one of these plans? This will be the last thing we do. So we go to our products and get in the flow down now. Let's just completely delete the hour product. I don't want there to be any sort of like loose hanging products. We'll delete that. And then this, do I want to make it less? I'll make it less with coupons. It's good where it's at. Pay what you can. Let's make a link. 1 to 29, 10 suggested, looks good. Pay what you can. Why is it not showing up? It's here somewhere. The line must be broken. Oh, it's in the pricing grid. Sorry. Command P, pricing grid. Pay what you can. And we'll modify this. Instead of going to the sign up page, it will go to the plan.link. Is there even a sign up for the free? Let me undo that. This seems to indicate that there is a sign up page even for the free version, which I don't really expect. So here's the free version. It's only there if the button text is there. Well, I'm only going to put it there if the button text and plan.link are both there. So here is premium. And this is not it. Cool, so this now has the pay what you can link. And it seems to be working. So I cannot set it to 0. I did set it to 1. Okay, good. So people will not be. Can I set it to 50 cents? Minimum amount is $1. Good. Can I set it to 1,000? Maximum is 29. Good. Okay, it's working. Let's. Oh, we want to. Make sure these open in a new tab. So target blank. Thanks for the follows. Okay, so I can see that Stripe link, it's looking good. Premium is not showing up. That's a good thing. Let's go to products. Create a payment link here. And let me go through these links. I thought one of them I might have missed the logo. Image, 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 and image. Okay, it's on all of those. Maybe it was the one that got archived. Well, even there. Fair enough. So now we have these 4 products. Let's test this premium one. I'm pretty sure it's going to work though. Now the link is showing up. Oh, how strange. Okay, so let's push that. I'm going to try to build it locally. Vercel will also be trying to build it remotely. Cool, so the local build succeeded. Remote build is in progress. Thanks for tuning in. This will be merged and available in production shortly. And that does it for today's stream. See you next time.